in a way that, all Chinese ran laundries. I didn't know any Chinese who did anything else. I didn't really give it a lot of thought, but it's sort of like in your unconscious, or, you kind of think that way. Which you can sort of see is not a good thing to think, that you need to see people in other lines of work to give you some sort of model or role model. The only Chinese character that I ever saw in the media, and you have to realize, I know there were others, but I never saw Charlie Chan, and I never saw Fu Manchu, those kind of things, so I was totally ignorant of those. But there was a comic book that I like, it's called Black Hawk. Black Hawk was sort of like the Magnificent Seven, or these are like, the vigilantes, or, the seven characters, as I recall, and they had blue uniforms around here, a hawk emblem on them. And these guys would go and do battle with the evildoers. They would go and fight corruption, whatever. And they had one Chinese character. He didn't have a blue uniform and a gun. He didn't have his own plane. Chop Chop was kind of a caricature of a Chinese person, short, very stubby. He wore a Chinese jacket. He had a pigtail. And he didn't have a gun, but he had his meat cleaver. And so when they go out and attack people, he would come out with his meat cleaver and attack. So, I never saw Fu Manchu since then. I had a black friend and a white friend, so I was pretty international. I didn't have very many, I didn't do that deliberately, but that's the way it happened. So, I'd hear the church bells on Sunday morning, and I'd said to my mother, "Well, what is that?" Basically. So I was calling people to go to church. Okay, why? How come we're not going? So my father said to me, he says, well, church on Sunday is for people who've been bad during the week. They go to church on Sunday to, get rid of being bad. We don't need to go because we're good all week. Something like that. I basically bought that. I said, oh, that sounds good. Okay, so we don't need to go. I never good. Okay, so we don't need to go. I never in the South, when we were there, it was extremely segregated. Go and get water out of the dime store at the Crest. They have the best water in town, the coldest, how it's hot days. Other 5 and dime stores, which I love to frequent, their water was lousy, so I'd go to Crest. It was a white, it was colored. To me, it was a 50-50, so I probably, went to the colored one. And some white person would come over and tap me on the shoulder and kind of guide me. And they didn't give me a lecture, but they said, let's move me over to the white fountain. So that's how I knew I was kind of white, and I knew, there was this unconscious instruction, don't drink from the colored fountain. So these purposes, you're not colored.